What's up, everybody? Rawstein here. Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rawstein, a.k.a. Michael Snackson, a.k.a. Bay O Wolf, a.k.a. Malcolm Excellence, a.k.a. Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. Today's Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Let's go get a little quick shorty in talking about Faizon Love. So make sure but before I get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, sign up for notifications, leave comments on the show, on the video, okay? Share it, to a friend or somebody, all right? But Faizon Love, again, we just talked about this on a recent video about Club Shay Shay, about how, people are going on there and airing people out on there. And, Shay does a good job. This is not about him. I'm not going to, diss his show. I just wish it would stop. Because these comedians that are in these, these little cliques and sects, they're about as divided as rap music was at one point, or it still is for real. I mean, it's just like, damn, everybody hating it. This group hate this group, that group hate that group, this, that, the other. But like I said, Shay does a good. He does a good job as an interviewer, and so surprisingly, so does Willie D. Big shout to Willie D, because he's where I saw Faizon Love a little bit more too. He does a good job, interviewing as well. But like, I remember seeing on the Club Shay Shay show with Shannon Sharp, this internet comedian, social media comedian, Country Wayne. He was on there and he, went off on Faizon Love, because I guess Faizon Love said something about him or that culture of social media comedians. And, Country Wayne didn't like it. He was on Shane Sharp, Shay Shay show saying something like, if my whole career was just Elf, what he said was, if I had Faizon Love's career, I'd cry. Because Faizon Love been around, at least the 90s. He was the voice of Robin Harris, who had passed on Bebe's Kids. As you know, he was Big Worm in Friday. He played in Elf with Will Ferrell. The jail scene in Money Talks was hysterical with Chris Tucker. So, Faizon been out there a good year, for a good while, coming up on 30 years, if not, more, if he's not already gotten 30 years in. Nationally is what I'm saying. And Country Wayne, I guess, I'm not that familiar with him. I've seen him a couple times. Does those skits, on like Facebook and things like that. And the only one I'd seen was like, I seen part of it. He had like Lisa Ray. Remember her from the Players Club, Lisa Ray? She was in one of his skits. And he was on the Club Shay Shay show saying he pays like $100,000 a month, for his skits and whatnot, to the actors and all that type of stuff. Commendable. But I'm going to have to side with Faizon. Most of these niggas ain't funny. They're little skits. There's, like, I'll admit, full disclosure, the only one that I used to really, really check for was Ha Ha Davis. That kid was funny to me. I mean, he still is, it's just like, okay, I stopped really checking for him as much, because it's like, okay, by now I was hoping you'd be in a movie or something by now, TV show, but, maybe all these guys are happy with what they're doing, and, don't want to do more, or something like that. Because when Ha Davis used to, do that little, this finna be a breeze, that type of thing, I thought that was hysterical. That was a good, start off, that was his thing. I don't know, maybe somebody, trademarked it already and got him out of it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of stole his shit. I don't know what happened, why he stopped doing that at the beginning of his skits or whatnot. But he was funny to me. And there was other guys that were doing skits and little characters. And I used to tell them on social media, like, do you have anything else? Like, this is kind of corny. Or is this character is played out, things like that. And, a couple of them blocked me. It is what it is. Okay. But yeah, these guys haven't blown up and I don't know why. A lot of them. But to me, it's just like they're not funny. Like I Country Wayne, because he was buzzing. So I went and checked his Netflix show, something about a woman's worth or a woman's prayer or something like that. Something about a woman. And it was just like, I turned it off after like 20 minutes, honestly. It's like, this ain't even close to funny. Or not what I expected. I'm disappointed. Because with a stand-up, when you do a stand-up, you've got to have a room shaker or two in the first 10 minutes. After they, the crowd happy to see you, you come on the stage, point a couple motherfuckers out, talking shit a little bit, blah, blah, blah. You need a room shaker early. Didn't get one. And then really you need a room shaker, if you watch the best stand-ups, there'll be a room shaker about every 7 to 10 minutes. I mean, not just a funny joke. I mean, a complete room shaker. Everybody's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I started getting stand-ups in the mid-'80s. Eddie Murphy. So his two, Delirious and Raw. Then in high school, I called Martin Lawrence, You So Crazy. Right after high school, Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker. I think that's what it was called. Oh, no, Bring the Pain. Bring the Pain is what it was at that time. These were hysterical stand-ups. You know what I'm saying? Legacy stand-ups. These guys are just getting checks cut to them nowadays. Now, granted, like I said, Faizon Love don't necessarily have a stand-up that's noteworthy like that, but that doesn't mean that he's not allowed to have an opinion on these guys, and he's 100% right. You remember, what was that, Training Day? Hoyt, the white cop, when they was over Roger's house the first time before they robbed him and Denzel. He's over there, and he's high, he's high out of his mind. And he tells Roger, like, my thing, well, the way I see it is, laughs and smiles and cries or something like that. I heard that, years before I saw the movie. And the way it was explained to me is like, you only get so many laughs and cries in life. So somebody makes you laugh, somebody makes you cry, make them earn it. So that's why I like a lot of these comedians. It's just not that funny to me. I'm going to make you earn it. There's even more famous people, I'm not going to say their names, that we see, and I'm just like, that person ain't that funny to me. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get my laugh, if I give you a or haha, one of those, or I give you a, oh shit, any one of those three, if I give it to you, you earned it. You understand? Because if you remember, like Bill Cosby years ago, even before he caught his the situation that he went to jail for, he was going off on the black comedians, talking about y'all ain't funny. All y'all do is make fun of white people, cuss and leave, shit like that. It was like, he wasn't talking about Eddie Murphy. He was talking about the crop that was out there at the time. It was probably 10 years ago. I think it was called like the pound cake speech or something like that. But it was just like, he's right. These cats ain't funny. Because it's easy to get on as a black comedian. All you do, talk about white people. Talk about growing up black in the hood, all the, being poor and shit like that, or, the drama in your household. And you'll be considered, you'll be famous in the black community with that type of shit. Make a few sex jokes. If you can do that, 5 times, 5 different sets of that, you'll be famous within the black community as a comedian. Stop fronting, because you know it's the damn truth. You know, do a little, little quick joke or two on black women. You know, yeah, you'll be fine. You know, whether they're contemporary black women or the older black women in your life, you'll be fine. And to me, that's just whack. You know what I'm saying? That's just whack to me. It's not creative. It's not funny to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so these guys, I just don't really. I'm just not a big fan of a lot of these social media comedians. You know, like I said, the only one I ever really was really checking for was Ha Davis. I liked him. You know, some of these other guys, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna diss them. You know, just blatantly obnoxious for nothing. Like, man, that. As I got older, that type of comedy wasn't for me. So that's why I fucked with the Bill Cosby pound cake speech, I'm gonna call it. I think that's what it was called too. But at the same time, you should know what I'm talking about if you've been around. I liked it. I understand where he was coming from. You know. So yeah, man. Like, let's step up. But at the same time, if you're not gonna step up, let's quit going on the Club Shay Shay show, shitting on each other. Like, please stop that. Because black comedy started looking about as toxic as rap at this point. And I'm dead ass serious. Alright? So, yeah, you know, Faizon, keep doing what you do. You know, I'm not, you know, I just brought up Country Wayne. I didn't bring it up to diss him. You know, he was just the person that they were talking about. It just made me think of that, you know. But, you know, hey, whether I think you're funny or not, doesn't matter, because apparently you're doing your damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to like you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to turn nobody against the dude. He's, you know, if he's kicking out $100,000 a month in skits, he's doing something right. And he doesn't need me. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. You know, like we talked about the last video about Monique. You know, I just think that DL joke where he wasn't there on his radio show and those people did it. Like, you know, some type of jokes just ain't everybody's cup of tea like that. You know, just like with Troy Terrain, Star from Star and Buckwild, did the Aaliyah plane crash joke. I'm not gonna lie, you know, at that time I thought it was funny. I was a younger man. I don't know if I would have laughed at that now today, but at the time I thought it was a little funny. But he, you know, he went all, you know, at the backlash, when he caught the backlash from, he started talking about that, you know, black and white comedy. Shit like that. I mean, Chris Rock has said things about like that. Like, you know, when he was chilling with like Adam Sandler or Jerry Seinfeld, talking about, you know, just like, you know, the difference in the differences in comedy styles for black comedians and white comedians, you know, the subject matter and all that shit. Like there is a certain, you know, there is something to that. That Troy Terrain said and Chris Rock has, you know, said numerous times. But yeah, like, you know, let's step it up. You know, cause I'll say this. At this point, if Country Wayne's kicking out that kind of money for a month for skits, then I imagine most of you are somewhere around that. Because there's so many of you. Most of you are somewhere around that as well. Like, y'all could get together and put y'all own movie together. But then it's going to come in who want to be the star. You know, are they going to be able to, you know, who has to be the star and shit? I just don't understand, like, you know, but there's too much fucking beef. And it's gotten old. So please stop it. You know, Faizon, keep doing what you do. You know, like I said, I've seen him talking on Vlad and all these other places before, kind of about the same thing. And I'm not going to sit up here and let nobody tell you that he doesn't have a point. He's not an old, washed up hater. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know what his pockets be like. I don't particularly care. That's his business. But he's not an old, washed up hater. He's got a good point there with that. Like, y'all niggas ain't funny like that. because I've seen y'all on stand-ups. You look so uncomfortable. I mean, I understand that, that's public speaking, though. You know what I'm saying? It's something you should have learned in high school. I've never been scared to talk in front of a crowd. Or the times that I was nervous, after I got my first or second sentence off, and looked at the crowd, just looked at a few people, was like, all right, let me rock. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no, imagine all them naked or nothing like that. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just like, I'm about to talk my shit about whatever I came here to talk about, and I hope you love it. If you don't, oh well. But damn, this went long as hell. So let me hop off of here. Make sure you like and subscribe, share the content, leave comments. Let me know what you think. Which ones are funny that I did, the ones that I haven't mentioned. I only really mentioned Country Wayne and HaHa Davis. The rest of them, let me know who you think is funny. Maybe I'll go check them out. All right? But until then, everybody be well. Peace out.